Airport agent slaps a black woman for no reason. One call later, the airline lost its license. No headings, no subtitles, just a smooth, dramatic, Netflix-quality story with twists, powerful dialogue, and an inspiring ending. Description plus hashtags plus keywords are at the end. The airport was unusually loud for a Tuesday morning. Rolling suitcases rattled across the floor, announcements echoed overhead, and travelers hurried through the bright terminal like migrating birds trying to outrun winter. Amara Lewis moved slowly through the crowd, one hand at the small of her back, the other holding her boarding pass. At 7 months pregnant, she walked with a gentleness that made people glance twice, not out of judgment, but out of that universal softness reserved for new life. She had a wide smile, kind eyes, and a quiet strength. Today, she was flying to Atlanta to surprise her husband, who had been away for military training. She stood in line at gate 19, humming softly to the baby. "We'll see Daddy soon," she whispered, rubbing her belly. The line moved slowly, too slowly. Passengers sighed impatiently. A teenage girl snapped gum and checked her watch. A businessman muttered into his phone about being late for a meeting. At the front of the line stood an airport agent, a middle-aged woman with a stiff bun, sharp eyes, and an attitude that had clearly been brewing for years. Her name tag read, M. Duncan. She was in a bad mood. Everyone could feel it. She barked at one passenger, rolled her eyes at another, and shoved boarding passes back like they were dirty napkins. When Amara reached the front, she offered her brightest smile. "Good morning, ma'am." The agent didn't smile back. "Ticket." Amara handed it over carefully. The agent snatched it like she was pulling weeds out of her yard. "You're late," she snapped. "My flight board's in 25 minutes, Amara replied gently. "I should be on time." "You should be early," the agent shot back. Amara blinked, taken aback. "I'm sorry if I didn't ask for excuses," the agent interrupted. ID. Amara passed her ID with calm patience. Her doctor had warned her that stress wasn't good for the baby, so she kept her voice soft. The agent looked at her ID, then looked at her belly, then back at the ID again. Her lip curled. "You're flying like this? In your condition?" Amara kept her smile polite. "My doctor cleared me to travel." The agent scoffed loudly, making sure everyone in line heard. "You people always got some story." Amara's smile faded. "Ma'am," she said slowly. "What do you mean by you people? Don't get smart with me," the agent snapped. "Step back." Amara stepped back automatically, confused. "Something wrong?" The agent leaned closer, her eyes narrowing with hostility that came out of nowhere. "You're probably lying," she said, trying to use that belly to get sympathy. "Don't play games with me." Amara's mouth parted in shock. "Why would I lie?" "You tell me," the agent barked. "Your ID looks suspicious." "It is my legal ID," Amara said, holding her ground. The people in line grew silent. Some glared at the agent, others pretended not to see anything. Amara took a breath. "Ma'am, I'd like to speak to a supervisor." The agent's eyes flashed with anger. "Oh," she said, voice dripping with venom. "You want to make trouble? I just want to be treated fairly." "You know what?" the agent hissed. "I'm done with you." And before anyone could react, slap, the sound cracked through the terminal like a gunshot. Amara staggered back, one hand flying to her cheek, her eyes wide with disbelief. A pregnant woman, a paying customer, a human being. The agent had slapped her across the face. Gasps rippled through the line. A mother shielded her child. A man cursed under his breath. A teenage girl whispered, "Oh my God." The agent stood there, breathing hard, her hand still raised. "You tried to threaten me," she shouted. "I'll have you escorted out." Amara didn't shout back. She didn't cry. She simply touched her cheek, steadying her breath, and said softly, "Okay." She pulled out her phone. The agent snickered. "Go ahead. Call whoever you want. You think anyone's going to believe you?" Amara dialed a number. A man answered immediately. "Babe, are you okay? You never call me this early." Amara exhaled, her voice trembling. I've been assaulted." The line froze. Even the agent paused. "What?" he roared. "Someone hit me," Amara whispered. "At the airport." "Put me on speaker," he demanded. She did. His voice blasted through the terminal like thunder. "This is Special Agent Marcus Lewis with the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. Passengers." Guessed. The agent blinked rapidly. "My wife," Marcus continued, "a pregnant woman was assaulted by an airline employee. I need names. I need witnesses. And I need the supervisor right now." Several passengers immediately stepped forward. "I saw everything. She slapped her for no reason. That woman targeted her. I'll write a statement." The agent's face drained of color. A security officer rushed over, out of breath. "What happened?" Before the agent could speak, a businessman shouted, "That employee hit her. In front of all of us." "I didn't," the agent screamed. She threatened me." "She enough," the guard said sharply. Amara looked at her phone. "Marcus, they're here." "I'm on my way," her husband said. And Amara, "Yes, you're safe now. I promise." The call ended. 15 minutes later, 3 FAA officials, 2 supervisors, and airport security escorted the agent into a private room. She screamed, cried, blamed everyone but herself. But the witnesses told the truth. Amara told the truth, And the security cameras told the truth. The agent was fired on the spot, but the story didn't end there. 2 weeks later, Amara sat beside her husband in a courtroom as the FAA reviewed the case. Airline executives lined the opposite side of the room, sweating, whispering, panicking. Marcus squeezed her hand. "You doing okay?" "Yes," she whispered. "I just want justice." When the footage played, the slap echoing in slow motion, the panelists looked horrified. One leaned forward. "This is a violation of federal aviation standards and passenger safety." Another said, "Your employee assaulted a pregnant traveler. Your response protocol failed. Your training failed. Your leadership failed." The airline CEO stammered excuses, but the panel was unmoved. Effective immediately, the lead official announced, "Your gate operations privileges at 4 major airports are revoked. Your license to operate domestic flights is suspended pending further review." Gasps filled the room. The CEO dropped his head into his hands. Marcus pulled Amara close, whispering, "It's over, babe. You did it." Amara didn't smile. Instead, she whispered, "I didn't do this to punish them. I did this so no one else gets hurt like this again." Marcus kissed her forehead. "And that's why justice found you." A month later, their daughter was born. They named her Harmonia, reminder of peace regained after chaos, dignity restored after pain. And sometimes, when Amara held her daughter close, she whispered the lesson she learned in the terminal that day. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to fight to win. Sometimes the truth speaks loudest all by itself. Moral: when dignity is attacked, truth becomes the strongest voice in the room. Courage isn't shouting or fighting, it's standing tall, speaking honestly, and believing that justice will protect those who deserve it.